A very simple understanding should be that why are we in Sahaja Yoga? We are in Sahaja Yoga to ascend, to go higher and higher, as you sang yesterday. It was very entertaining yesterday, the way you talked about your ambition to be higher and higher. Really, it was very joy-giving, no doubt. But what are we doing about it? What are we trying about it, we should say? Seriously, we must think, are we meditating? Are we all doing something to elevate others also, to give realizations to others? Especially women, I have seen, don't do much of this, which is very bad, because you are the mothers. You have to go all out to give realizations to others. But men are more active that way and women are not. So it works the other way around. Now, on one side, the men are, I think, are active but don't meditate. Women meditate and men do the outside work, sort of a part-time, or you can call it a good labor division, that you meditate at home and we'll go all out. It's not going to work out. So one has to meditate and one has to also go out to spread Sahaja Yoga. Both things have to be done. Supposing now you meditate and you don't spread Sahaja Yoga, you will never ascend. Because after all, this Kundalini, you see, she's a sensible woman. Huh? She's very sensible. She thinks, why should I make her a saint? What is the use? Sahaja Yoga is not individualistic. It's not for one person to become a saint and sit somewhere. It's not like that. It's not meant for one person, for oneself. It's not individualistic. It's a collective happening. So if you are not helping to the collective, Kundalini says, all right, you are all right as it is. Just like our body. See, in our body, if one organ says, all right, now I am all right, I am not going to work out. Or one cell says that I am not going to now grow, it's all right, why should I worry about the whole body? It won't work. It's a living organism. I have told you 100 times. When it is a living organism, it has to grow. It has to grow and also to absorb. To have energy, you have to meditate and you have to grow. If you don't grow, you are finished. You are no more a Sahaja Yogi. I wouldn't call a person a Sahaja Yogi who has not even given 1% realization. Cannot be a Sahaja Yogi. Sahaja Yogi has to give realizations to others. Apart from other activities, the main activity should be how we give realizations to others. Unless and until we really look after that side of life, we can never grow in Sahaja Yoga. For example, now take my position. I am all right, I am complete, I have no problem. But why did I work so hard and wanted so many Sahaja Yogis? Why? What was that? I don't have to grow either. I am overgrown already. I don't have to do it. But why? What is the need? The need is like this. The need is of love. I have so much love that I have to channelize it. If I don't, I'll suffocate. I can't love myself. So this love has to spread. For that, I have to have you people who can take this love to others and make them happy. This is a kind of a vision I have. And in this special time, it was promised by many people, by many saints, and it is so obvious that you are all specially chosen for this kind of thing. Now, how far you understand your importance is a different point. You do for your emancipation. All right, you meditate. But if you are not channelizing the love, the divine love, what is the use? Now supposing I repair something very nicely, I repair this machine nicely, put it right, everything, and I don't speak. What's the use of having this? In the same way, if you work very hard, I know people who get up at 4 o'clock, have their baths, do meditation, sit down in the night, again they sit down for meditation. But they never go out. They never talk to others. They never spread Sahaja Yoga. They do not give divine love to others. So how can this great problem of this world be solved, that it has no love? It has never known divine love. It has to be given to them. They have to feel this divine love, this power of Adi Shakti. They have to